The first video I ever recorded on my GoPro was on my XXR 527 wheels. The reason I did that was because I had a lot of issues with those wheels, and I want to clear up some things for anybody that's looking into putting those wheels on their Miata like I was when my first purchased that setup. This video is going to be covering the setup I have right now and the setup that I had before. When I originally purchased the car, it wasn't meant to be a performance car. I just wanted to slam the car on some coilovers and buy some wheels for it to look nice. And after I started modding the car and needed performance, I switched over to Advanti Storm S1 wheels. They are hyper silver in color, but right now they're plasti dipped in white to give it more pop. The bolt pattern is 4x100. The rim size is 15 by 8 inch wide. The wheel only weighs 11 pounds and it has a plus 25 offset. The first wheel that I purchased was too big for the car, and I needed to stretch out the tire a little bit more for it not to rub. This wheel setup is perfect. I could run a little bit wider tire if I wanted to and go as far as 225s, and that's what I'm gonna do in my next setup. After I use up all these tires, I'm gonna try Toyo tires. So I'm gonna be showing you guys a video and pictures of my original setup to show you how slammed I was to the ground, how the setup looked on those gunmetal XXR 527 wheels. The reason that those wheels didn't fit my car was because they were a lot wider than the wheel I'm running right now because of the offset. My offset right now is plus 25. Those wheels' offset was 0. So that means that the center hub is right in the middle of the width of the rim, making it stick out more. The wheel that I have right now is plus 25 offset. That means that the hub is a lot closer to the outside of the car, making the wheel go inside of the vehicle more and not poke out like the previous setup. And the previous setup was a little bit wider, but not by too much. It was a 8.25 width, and the setup I have right now is a 8-inch width. Also, another thing to note on my car is that it has these body panels on the outside, on the rear, on the side, and on the front. And these body panels were different from the car that I previously had found images of that had those wheels on the car. So his car gave it a little bit more clearance because it didn't have the body panels that you see right here. My car came OEM like this. I didn't buy these body panels, but I actually like how it looks with the body panels. And where I was having issues is right here on the inside. I don't know if you can see, but the body sticks out towards the tire, and it gives me less clearance in the front. So when you turn the wheel, it was hitting right there in the front and in the rear, and that's where I was having issues with the tires rubbing on my car. And that's why that zip tie's there, because my tire ended up eating my bumper and the clip broke. So I ended up putting those zip ties and for that bumper quick release. It's not for the looks of it. I would rather not have the bumper quick release, but my tires had ate my bumper, and that's what I ended up having to fix the problem with. So one of the great things about buying a first generation Miata or a second generation Miata is that all you really need to make it look good is buy coilovers and wheels for it. You don't really need to do a lot to it to have a clean looking Miata. It's not all cars that you could do that for. Some cars need wings, some cars need body kits, but the Miata, it's not very hard to make it look good. As for the hardtop, I ended up buying that off of a wrecked NA Miata. Some guy crashed his first generation Miata, so I bought the hardtop off of him for $1,000 off Craigslist. After I got the hardtop, I got a roll bar. It's a hard dog roll bar. That's really for safety purposes. The car is very small and very fragile. If you get in a wreck, it's pretty much done deal. So having that safety feature is a plus. A lot of people, for their first mod, they do a steering wheel conversion with a quick release, but my steering wheel is OEM, and it's still a Nardi steering wheel. If you could see the logo right there, I don't have an issue with it. It's getting a little faded, so maybe down the line I'll end up putting a aftermarket, but I really like the clean look of my interior. It looks fairly stock, except for the stereo, which the first stereo that I came with didn't have a USB or auxiliary, so I ended up having to upgrade that just so I could connect my phone to it. Other than that, the only other thing that's changed is I have a boost gauge inside my air vent here, and it gives it a clean look so that you don't have to have the pillar obstructing your vision on this panel right here. If you put a pillar, it's pretty fat and it blocks your view. As you could see, the car's not that big, so if you have the pillar sticking out, you're not going to be able to see much on that side. So that's why I have the boost gauge in the air vent, and I really like the way it looks. Okay guys, well, other than that, that's the only mods that I have to the car. Next video is going to be a review on the power, and I know you guys been waiting for that, but it's taking a little longer just because I want to record pulls and I want to record me driving on it so that you guys could see how the car handles. And just stay tuned for next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and share with your friends. Peace.